introduce the Burgemeester of Holten, Mr. Hofland. Please, Mr. Hofland.
Yeah. Mr. Ambassador, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very proud to have you here. It's an honor that on Remembrance Day you come to us to visit Holten, to visit this information center, to visit this cemetery. Why Holten? I know, of course, why you came to Holten. Holten is a very beautiful place with a beautiful cemetery, but there are also other things you should remember of Holten. I want you to remember three things of Holten. The first thing you should know that Holten has a very good economic. In economics way, we have a lot of real estate companies, builders. We build everywhere in Holland, everywhere in Europe, and we have a lot of transport and logistics. That's the first thing you should know. We have a low unemployment, so it's very good to work here. It's also good to live here. That's the second thing you should know. We have a lot of tourism at the Holterberg, here at Holten, this place, this area. There's a lot of tourism coming every day to visit us, and we are very proud. It's an honor to have you here today. And the third thing you should know, that we are very happy to have the cemetery here. Not because of the cemetery, of course, but a remembrance place to think about what's war about and what's the future about. And this information center is opened just a couple of months ago with the Princess Margriet here, and Mr. Ambassador was here also. And it's a very, very important thing we have in our community. It's not about just looking back what happened, but it's also for the future. Youth should know what happened, and that's why it's important to have this information center here. Enjoy your day here today. Remembrance Day in Canada is an important day, and I hope it will give you a lot of satisfaction to be here today. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, this center was established by 8 friends who come together every Saturday evening at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, have a little drink, eat something, and discuss the problems we have in Holten, Burgermaster. And we try to solve the local problems together. This group was responsible for organizing the big ceremonies at the 60, 50 and 65 anniversary of our liberation. A lot of Canadians came over and were present at that ceremony. Through the years we heard a lot of stories about the fallen who are buried here in this cemetery. 1,394 men are having their last resting place here in Holten. And if you visit the cemetery, you see only stones, but every stone has a face. And in this center, we try to give every stone his own face. Every stone represents someone with family who still is mourning about the loss of their loved ones. And that's why we as a group of friends found it important to keep the stories alive for the next generations. And that's why we have this information center built. And in this center you can find all the personal information of every soldier who is buried here in Holten. You can find this on this table on the database. In this database there are the personal photographs of the graves or of the person himself of about 7,000 Canadians, all killed in the liberation of our country. And with this information center, we will say thank you, Canada, for liberating us after 5 dark years in 1945. I will now ask you to go to our oval, and this is the theater, and on the wall of the theater you will find all the names of the soldiers who are buried here in Holten. And we want to show you the introduction film, and we are open since August, and until now we have already 12,500 visitors here. Wow. And we think this center is for the people something more valuable to the cemetery, because after the visiting of the center they walk with other eyes over the cemetery, and they remember the stories they can hear and see in this center. May I invite you to go to the theater. Maybe not everybody can sit down, but it will take 8 minutes to see the introduction film. Okay.
Now you're encouraging my staff to come and ribbon. We have our ceremony at the stone. People will have time to go around and see various gravestones there, and those who are interested, I think, can come back here and continue to look at the center as well. I always find, on the artistic side, very, very interesting, this work of art that was commissioned especially for this, the marvelous stained glass here that can be moved so that the sun always comes through it at a beautiful angle, and you see the colors of the Netherlands and the maple leaf in the corner. But the film was excellent, Jerry. The hospitality to the embassy is fantastic. On behalf of the embassy, I'd like to leave you with a small memento of our visit here with you. I know that many of us will be back often, including myself. I look forward to coming back on the evening of the 24th. While I'm here at some point to see the children lighting the candles here, which I think must be moving as well. But this is a regimental token from the Canadian Forces, and I hope you'll be able to display it here and enjoy it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much.
You give it a nice place in our town.
Yeah, okay.
First off, before we begin, I have to ask everyone to turn off their mobile phones, or at least silence them. Nothing worse than halfway through a minute of silence to have a phone ring. And I take this opportunity to welcome you all here to the Remembrance ceremony portion of our journey today. Thank you all for coming, visitors from municipalities, right? And also the Thank You Canada and Allied Forces people, and of course our leadership at the embassy. Thank you for coming. This ceremony will be fairly brief but meaningful, and many people from the embassy will be involved. And at the end, everyone can participate by laying a poppy. You can either take it off of your jacket, or some of you have some poppies, extra poppies with you. I also have a box of poppies over on the side here. Please feel free to take a handful of poppies and distribute them amongst the graves. The tradition is when you lay a poppy at the grave, that you would read the name out loud, thus remembering it. Now this morning we are blessed to have some music contributed by the Seaforth Highlanders of Holland. And to start the ceremony, Pipe Major will play a tune for us. Sir, would you like to say a few words to start us off?
Your Worship, Jerry, friends group, musical accompaniment from the Seaforth, colleagues from the embassy. It's really a pleasure to be here with you all today, and I hope that you're going to find that this is a sort of a special day for us in the embassy. Evidently, November 11th is a day that we're all familiar with, and certainly as Canadian diplomat, I have on many occasions attended ceremonies. I had the pleasure of doing it last year in my official capacity here in the Netherlands. And as I've done so here in Holten, in Groesbeek Cemetery, Bergen-op-Zoom, and in the north in Groningen, as we've learned, and Jerry, your center is a magnificent way for us and future generations of Dutch and tourists and others who care about this to learn. I found it an enormously moving part of the job that I have to do. And indeed, at certain moments in your life, you find as you're doing your job and carrying out the responsibilities that you have, that there are elements of that transcend the workplace. And for me, the experience of accompanying these boys and the one woman that is here from Canada, from other countries, is one of those transcendent experiences. And so when we were looking for something special to do, because we wanted to bring the embassy together again this year as we did last year, but this time not around a retreat, but around something that would give meaning to what it is that we do as an embassy, I thought this might be a very interesting thing for us to share as a team, because indeed this is more than the work that we carry out. This is about the relationship between our two countries. And I feel enormously privileged to participate, not just in the work of the Canadian Ambassador in the Netherlands, but to be a participant in that relationship. And many people do it. Educators do it, artists do it, scientists do it, the military certainly does it. So I think we do it too. And I just wanted to leave you guys with that message today. I think it's also a time for contemplation, and then, before we'll go on to the museum and enjoy a good lunch and companionship together. But the memory of the sacrifice of these people here is something important that I think unites us all in what we do. Thank you very much, sir.
Hier de lichamen van 1394 strijders getuigen voor toekomstige generaties van de hevigheid van deze gevechten, maar ook van hun inzet en opoffering. Vandaag willen we de mensen herdenken die hier of elders in de wereld een leven hebben gegeven voor vrijheid en tolerantie, waarden die de basis vormen van onze democratie. Those who died here paid the ultimate price so that we shall lose for freedom to stand free in this wonderful nation today. So we shall not forget, we shall remember them.
Ladies and gentlemen, now there will be a reading of In Flanders Field. Following that poem, there will be a minute of silence. Okay. Marcel?
Yeah.
Thank you.
In Flanders fields. In Flanders fields the poppies blow between the crosses row on row that mark our place, and in the sky the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high. If you break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields.
The going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We'll now lay a wreath on behalf of Canada to honor this gravesite. invite you all to lay a poppy at a grave, and once you've done that, you could lay more if you like.